Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and I wanted to answer a question today that I get asked quite a bit, and I'm actually going to agree with Johnny Candido on this one. I couldn't find the video where he mentioned it when I tried to look for it before doing this, but I'm going to assume most of you know who Johnny Candido is with Candido Training HQ, and he's made pretty much a similar statement on this, and as the question becomes is how should a drug-free strength athlete approach bulking and cutting? And I'm going to be generally of the opinion that they need to be very careful when they're bulking and they need to avoid cutting. There's no reason for you to ever do a hard cut as a strength athlete unless you're quite obese and you really just want to look leaner, but you need to realize it's going to affect your ability to compete. It's going to affect your strength levels. Or when you are convinced you can drop a weight class and start winning more. And outside of that, you really shouldn't be cutting. And for the most part, what you're going to want to do is do clean bulks, which means 10% caloric surplus. And when you stall, you increase. And you only are going to want to bulk as a drug-free strength athlete when you want to move up a weight class. Meaning if you're competing and you've been around 80, 81 kilos and you want to move up to the 90 kilo class, then you'll do a clean bulk and start working your way up towards that. And you're not going to want to gain much body fat. A 10% surplus is simply not going to put a great deal of body fat on you. And then when you reach your desired weight, you're going to want to do recomposition. And for most strength athletes, you're going to want to, once you're at your desired weight, if you're not using any drugs, you're going to want to just recomp. And it doesn't mean that you need to eat maintenance calories every day. It means that your maintenance for the week needs to be equal, which could mean that you could be in a small deficit 4 days, 5 days out of the week, and then in a surplus the other 2 near the end. Or you could do stuff like UD 2.0, things like lean gains, all of these methods that have you ultimately end up at maintenance for the week, but it doesn't mean you stay at maintenance every day. Or you could gain a little weight 1 week and then lose a little weight the next. The whole idea is that you stay pretty much around the same body weight while slowly gaining muscle and slowly losing body fat. And then when you feel that you're strong enough to move up a weight class, you'll go ahead and do a clean bulk. And a good time to even do the clean bulk is when you're in meet prep, because those extra calories will help you recover from the higher load training, and then you can go ahead and gain weight up into the next weight class. But for the most part, you don't want to do cuts as a strength athlete. And if you say, well, I want to be a lot leaner and more ripped, well, then spend a full year recomping. Because what ultimately happens if you ever do a serious cut, anything more than a very small caloric deficit with no drugs to help you bridge the gap, you ultimately lose performance. You lose strength, and even if it's for just a few months, the thing is that will affect your competitiveness later on because you have lost strength over several months instead of gaining strength, and you should always be seeking to gain strength as a strength athlete. Every 3 or 4 months, you should be a little stronger than you were before that, when you finish whatever into your training cycles are. So the truth is, you don't need to really cut as a drug-free strength athlete. I don't really recommend it for the most part. Do clean bulk so that you don't gain a whole lot of body fat, and bulk into new weight classes, and then recomposition whenever you're at your desired weight. You really shouldn't need to cut. And as a strength athlete, you're always probably going to get bigger over the years anyway. So you're going to slowly move up through weight classes over the course of 5 or 10 years. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it has been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time. But let me give you guys a bicep shot before I go.